Hello, and thanks for joining me tonight. My name is Mike Tellerino. I am going to be your host tonight with Ken Avery as my co-host. I've got a really unique guest with you tonight, Roger Dickens. Roger, he is the owner of Dickens THC, right?
Yes, sir. Dickens THC, Dickens CBD. Thank you very much.
Roger, why don't you start out by giving us a little bit of background on yourself and also your company?
Okay. Well, we started off a long time ago as a janitorial company, and that's where I started my family when I was about 13 years old. We then designed our own line of chemicals for nighttime sanitation for cleaning food plants.
Hmm.
Under White Glove, which we still have today, we went from that to antimicrobials. To where since working in the food industry, we started spraying antimicrobials on beef at first, then poultry, vegetables, everything, fruits, to extend the shelf life by lowering the bacteria counts and doing it with with environmentally friendly antimicrobials like citric acid, sodium chloride. I'm sorry, acidified sodium chloride, and a lactic acids. All Everything that's healthy and wasn't going to hurt you, wasn't going to come back and give you people cancer and stuff in the future. And then I started doing it in the U.S. and then Mexico, South America. And while I was doing it, I ended up needing, my sleep pattern got all messed up. So I came back and actually came up with our own line of CBD.
How long have you been doing this, Raj?
Oh, at least 8 years. Since
Okay.
everything first started to become legal, that's when we first got into it with CBD. And
You
we
know,
went.
for a lot of people out there,
Mhm.
I think they don't really understand the difference between THC and Delta 8.
There is so many differences, and hopefully we're going to go through a lot of these during the podcast and kind of give some people some more comfort levels and so they can understand. You have your basic CBD. Now CBD is good. It has all types of healing benefits, all types of, there's all types of things that it does for your body. I know we cannot say during the whole cast, I should probably give the disclaimer, we cannot say that CBD or THC heals or treats anything because the FDA does not want to hear that.
Right.
But there are certain things that there are benefits to it. It does help. You have a cannabinoid system for a reason. We have it in our systems. We have been using cannabis since pre-biblical times. They call it hemp. They call it all these different things, but those were all cannabis.
If you
It
have,
was a medication.
Raj, if you've got someone who's never taken it before, who
Okay.
doesn't know the first thing about what he should do or what he should take, but he needs something to help him sleep or maybe something for pain, how do they know what product to buy?
My suggestion is like driving a car, you start very slowly. And there is a difference between, there's a reason why there are there's so many CBD companies out there that don't really know the medical behind it. And where we were all about the medical because myself, the way we actually got started with it, I couldn't sleep. I started with a 1200 milligram dropper, which we still have today. And then my wife had a back surgery. We went to a pain cream because I designed a pain cream to help her with her back. We went through this whole progression to where there are reasons for everything that we made. So we're basically more on the medical side because all of ours are more therapeutic and medical products.
But how does
There's
somebody know what to start out with?
I would suggest with starting like with our products and like depending on your problem, like for sleep aid, we have, if you go to dispensaries, we have it's a 2000 milligram CBD to 100 milligram of THC, which gives you 3.3 grams of THC, which is 1/3 of a regular gummy.
Okay, the THC is what causes the high.
That causes the high, but it also there's a lot of pain relief in that. The CBD is for the body, relax the muscles, anti-inflammatories, all those. So there's where it comes differences. And also a lot of our products we have with most companies just use an MCT. MCT, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. It's great. There's high fats in there, which allows you're doing mixtures for the THC and CBD to connect with. But also we add like pumpkin seed oil. We use hemp oil. There's so many benefits in those as well, to where it's the whole thing. It gives your whole body a feeling of relaxation. It's when you take it, there's a difference. Because even with PTSD, with different things, there's different times of the day you're going to be taking this, right? So you might find you have to kind of work with it and find a pattern that's going to help you. So for nighttime, you start with, well, again, with our droppers helps a lot of people. And sometimes that's enough. It just takes the edge off. But then we have other things where a lot of cancer patients use, a lot of different patients that have, seizures, cancers, all different things. We have RSO products, which is a Rick Simpson oil, which, again, great product, but you have to, there's been many I worry how we word everything with this because it's so sensitive in society today. There's so much with the RSOs that can be done and have been done towards seizures. Charlotte's Web did a big thing on with seizures and with children with seizures and adults.
Jen, I'm doing a podcast.
And there's a lot of those benefits that you can have and do.
Hold on, Jen.
And sleep. There's a lot with sleep also.
Right.
With the RSOs and with different products. But the thing is that you need to realize when you're starting to drive the Ferrari, don't kick it into high gear.
Okay.
Let's keep it in first for a little while before we pop it into second. So that's what I'm thinking, that we can start off and, you start off with the droppers and you progress from there. We also have another big product that we have out there is our Fire and Ice. And that is a pain balm. And let me say, I have people all over the world that love this. We have another country that it looks like we're going to be going to soon. And we have the president of the country and the people on, in their Senate, Congress that are loving it.
It's called Fire and Ice.
Yes, our Fire and Ice is a pain balm. We have several people right now that are working with, what we're giving it to and helping with, that have problems with Agent Orange, and where they're using the RSO, the droppers during the day, the RSO at night, and the pain bombs for some of some of the effects from the Agent Orange. We've worked with a lot of veterans over our time, and it's nice to be giving back and helping them.
Right.
It does so much, keeping our freedoms alive. So
Are there any risks or side effects from using THC or Delta 8?
Well, Delta 8 is a totally different animal. And Delta 8 is a different high, which I'm going to explain next to you guys. Like the regular THC, there's risks in anything, right? It can put you to sleep, there's drowsiness, but your side effects from a THC are going to be so much less than a regular medication, like a narcotic or something. There's people that are going through withdrawals, things like that, where you can put them on the RSOs and the different or droppers, and you can actually, people have used it to help. People have used it to help wean off drugs. I'm not saying it's a thing that you should use for that, but it has been used for that.
Roger, somebody just asked a question: if the Fire and Ice pain balm, would that show up on the drug test?
No, it won't. It's topical. It will not.
It's topical.
We have one that we actually have a line that we're going to be putting in your store, which will be all CBD, so it won't show up on drug tests. And then in the dispensaries, it should not, but there is always that possibility.
Hey, before anybody does it, like anything,
yes,
do you recommend talking to a doctor first and then see?
Doctors are not usually. I mean, we work with one doctor, Dr. Consulter, who is fantastic, and he helps people get their medical marijuana cards. But most doctors, when you go to them, there's no money in this. There's no money for doctors and pharmaceuticals. And the pharmaceutical companies don't want this. They want to give you a million side effects. For someone that's going to help your problems and not cause side effects,
Right.
that's not something they're going to want to. They usually want to help us much with. They'll instead for a sleep aid, they'll say take an Ambien. What are the side effects of an Ambien?
Addiction.
Right. What are the side effects of you took an RSO or you took a drop or you took one of our gummies? You don't have the side effects. You don't have the same problems that you're going to have off those things.
Well, THC is not addictive.
No, not addictive at all.
That's a misconception a lot of people have.
Yes.
Roger, what about
no one's ever overdosed? It's not addictive. The worst thing you're going to do is you're going to have some pain relief. You're going to feel better. Myself, the funny thing is, I'm not a pot smoker. I don't smoke usually. I do take our droppers. If I'm in a real pain, we'll take a little bit of the RSO. The pain bombs, I use it. My mother is 83 years old. She uses our pain bombs every day. 83 years old. It helps so much. We also have a nasal spray we're going to be getting to you guys to be spraying not be spraying, you have in your facility for sale, which for allergies is unreal. It's an antifungal, antibacterial. You spray in your nasal passage and antiviral. Spray in your nasal passage, and it clears everything up. First time you spray it, it burns. But it's killing everything off. You're going to blow your nose, something's going to come out from the third grade. But what it does is it keeps your nasal passage open. It's got peppermint, eucalyptus. And instead of being like a regular nasal spray, remember with the CBD, it's an anti-inflammatory. So it's relieving the inflammation instead of just, like a Flonase or something like that.
What's that
hitting
called?
with the steroid.
What's that called?
Dickens Nasal. It's going to be, like I said, it's one of the products that's going to be in your stores.
Dixon Nasal, that's all?
Dickens Nasal Spray. And then those are going to be some of the CBD products that are going to be your place. And then our other products, we're going to give you a couple lists of some places you can go to and pick up our THC stuff. I think people will love it, and I'd love for feedback.
Raj, what about you got people that some people like to smoke, some people like to take a gummy. What's the difference between the consumption of either one of those two?
Well, one is the way it's going to hit you. And we do have our gummies are coming out in the next 3 weeks. And then we also have a vape carts that are coming out in the next 3 weeks as well. Those are going to be in all the same dispensaries. When you vape or you smoke traditionally, it hits very fast. But you also have the problems that come along with smoking or vaping anything. Smells, and all your personal stuff too that comes from smoking. Gummies take longer, edibles take longer to kick in. They can take anywhere from 30 minutes to 3 hours.
So don't double up.
Do not double up. Also, some of the gummies we're going to be putting in your stores, we're going to have a half 5 Delta 9 mixed with a Delta 8.
Can you hallucinate?
Some of the questions you guys had earlier.
Can you hallucinate?
I'm sorry, sir.
Can you hallucinate from too much THC?
I've never heard of this happening. Doesn't mean that it couldn't happen. They do say it's hallucinogenic. Obviously, you'd have to take a lot.
So how do you know what to start out with if you're new to this?
Well, 10 milligrams is the dosages that the state of Illinois has. That's why everything is sold in 10s. So like if you get gummies, each gummy has 10 milligrams. I personally think that's a little bit too much to start out with. That's why we have our droppers start at 0.3. So you're taking one third of that. So you're at 0.33. So you're 3.3 milligrams of THC. And then you can always add to it. When you take a sublingual, it's going to hit fast. That's because you just take the dropper, drop it under your tongue, and it's going to relax and get into your system. Because under your tongue's a membrane.
Right.
They hit the fastest. You get it in there, so you wait 20 minutes, 30 minutes. You're like, you know what? I think I need a little more. Okay. Take another 0.3. You're still only 2/3 of a gummy. By the time you hit your third, then you're at a full gummy. You're like, okay, here's where I need to be. It's time to rock and roll. I want to take a nap and watch TV.
So most you're gonna do is get hungry.
Most you're going to do is get hungry. Go to sleep, relax. It's, in my opinion, it's a much better alternative than other medications. It's healthier, it's safer. That's why we wanted to get behind this and do this so much. You know, as a family, I have children. I don't want to see a bunch of drugs out there in the world. Nobody does. The health benefits of this can help so many people, though.
Should somebody taking it for the first time, should they consult a doctor before they take it?
You know, that's kind of a personal preference thing. I mean, I don't know. Most doctors, I would say, have smoked pot, but who knows? I mean, that's a personal opinion also. I mean, it's not going to hurt them. It's not going to hurt anyone. I mean, here's the thing. THC is not, it's not going to hurt you, you know, unless you take way too much.
Roger, if a veteran has a carry and conceal, and he goes in,
doesn't affect it anymore. Does not affect concealed carry anymore.
So if I have a carry and conceal, I can walk into your store, buy THC.
I don't have a dispensary, but yes, you could.
You what?
I don't own a dispensary. We sell to most of the dispensaries.
Okay, but if they went into a dispensary,
yes,
and they have a carry and conceal, and they buy some THC,
does not affect your concealed carry at all.
They can't deny you the renewal of your.
Nope. No, sure they cannot.
Well, that's good to know.
What are some of the difference between all these strains? You know, you walk into one of these places and you know they got 1,500 different strains of THC.
Well, you have sativas, indicas, and hybrids, right? Some are uppers, some are downers. Hybrids are in between.
What's a hybrid?
Sativa's an upper. A hybrid means it has both sativa and indica. Oh. Sativa is more like an upper. You're ready, you know, less of a sleep aid. Indica is more of a sleep aid. And the hybrids have both strains in there. And then you have different strains. Like if you know, somebody wants a certain strain to smoke more or less. Like say you want one that tastes like cookies and cream. You want one that's, you know, Alabama Slammer or whatever you want to try. Those are different seeds that it comes from. So it's just like a different type of tomato. Somebody wants a big girl. Some guys like Better Boys.
Okay.
Same difference.
Can this stuff? Can the CBD? How does it? Can we offend dogs? You know, say like my dog got a little bit of anxiety.
Oh, I use it with my dogs every day. I got a Doberman and a Rottweiler.
Oh boy!
And you know, it helps them so much. One, it trims the anxiety down. And you're not supposed to say this is recommended for dogs, but it trims the anxiety down. It also helps with it's maybe known to help for allergies, maybe known to help for different things with the animals.
What about their aches and pains?
Because you have the anti-inflammatories. So here's for instance, I had a Rott. She was in rough shape, you know, bad hips like a regular Rottweiler, and getting old and getting around. While doctor said, "Hey, give the dog all these these pills." I'm like, I don't want a doped up Rottweiler running around the house. I mean, what's that going to be like? You know, 140 pounds. What What's next? Gave her some CBD. She lasted until we had a cancer that actually ate through her skin on her face. The dog just lasted and lasted because it helped with the hip dysplasia and the soreness and everything else. So we've used it for so long with these animals, and you can't believe how much it helps because it does it. Even though we're not allowed to say it has these positive effects, you have to try it for yourself, and you can see the effects that it comes through with.
So
it's been used in, most guys. I have an entire equine line where we got for horses. I got a buddy of mine that has Jackman Ranch down in Florida. We built it. We did it with him for his daughters with the kids with the barrel racers and everything else. It's the animals that it helps is so good, especially some of these animals that get thrush in their hooves. They get, down in Florida, they take a beating. Some of these horses, these working animals, where these they're real cowboys out there on the ranch. And they come in at night, and those guys have to depend on those animals. Well, they can take those products, use it on their ligaments when they're short up, use it in their foods. I mean, a working horse is like a working dog. There's so much money that goes into their training and your basic needs for that animal. That's the difference. Do you want a horse out there that's doped up and you're going to try and herd cattle with?
No,
not you want all. A dog that's supposed to be covering your ass, pardon my language, and he doesn't.
I know your products. I've done a lot of research into it. I've talked to you numerous times about the quality control that goes into your products. Bar none, hands down, you got that going for you, where it's a safe and secure product. Okay. How does somebody know if they weren't coming to you? And I would highly recommend your product, bar none, hands down. How would they know just by shopping around what to look for?
That's the hard part.
Right.
That is the hard part. All our stuff is tested. All of our products, we send off to get tested. We make sure everything's done. With our THC, we go further than needs to be done, even for the state of Illinois. We go past their requests. The products, before it ever goes to the facility to get the final blend done, is already tested on the products that we're bringing in. And then the final test goes out for the state tests. There's not a lot of companies that do that. I wish there was more. I like the way we do it. Probably cost me a little more than other people would pay. But I need to feel safe, and I need to know what I'm putting in someone's hands is the quality that I would put, like I said, and my mother used the pain creams, or to myself, a family member. Right. I need to make sure that it's that quality. And you know what? There are good other companies out there, but so many of the companies they're private labeling, right? And listen, I private label for a huge percentage of the company. So, we do for some of the biggest kids on the block. We private label their CBD. You have no idea that it's ours. But then we take all the testing, all the precautions to help them and make sure it's in their hands. Right. But the thing is there's a lot of them that they shop out to see who's the cheapest. Let's grab something from Cali because it's cheap. Let's grab something from California because it's cheap. And the quality's not always there. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. The regulations aren't as strict as we are on ourselves.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I know your product. I've looked into it, and I have no issue with recommending anybody that's listening to go to your website, because you could feel safe and secure that you're getting a good product.
Well, I would love to tell you a couple of the places you can grab our products from, if it's all right to say.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
We are in all of the Earth Meds. Great people, fantastic. Everyone on this list is fantastic. Earth Med was one of our first customers and been childhood friends. They're just a great company and great people. The two owners are fantastic. I can't speak highly enough about either one of them. And very helpful with us through this whole process. And there's a lot of good ones. We have Earth Med. We have Cloud9. We're in Cookies, Dispensary 33, Duchess, Karma Club, Kush 22, Revolution, 7 Points, and 7 Points, and many, many more. Those are some of the biggest brands.
That's one of our veterans that just popped up with that, Jennifer Crandall. And she said that she swears that it helps her and it drains her from overthinking.
Oh, well, thank you. I'm very glad she's liking it.
What's that?
I'm glad she likes it. It's helping her.
Oh, yeah. She loves it.
God bless.
And why can't we get this at the VA, brother?
I'm trying right now, guys. I tell you, I really am. I know that you guys are trying to help me with there. We got a couple people trying to push for it. If it was at the VA, there's nothing in life that would make me happier. As far as knowing that we could touch that many people's lives and help that many veterans and that many elderly people in our community, there is no greater sense of pride that I could ever have than to have my products at the VA helping those men and women. Those men and women we're in the armed forces. I mean, these guys, listen, the VA is a great place. I think that there's could use some improvements, especially with adding some of these natural medications and to help the people. And, we're affordable. That's the nice thing about our stuff. Even when you go to the dispensaries, we work with the dispensaries to make sure that our products are so affordable. When you go and you see some of our competitors, like our pain creams, you'll see like a 100 to a 100 ratio. Our pain creams are 2,000 CBD to 100. There's nothing else in the state of Illinois that's like it. In the entire country, you will never find anything better. You won't find anything better. You won't find anything stronger. Our RSOs, when you break down and look at our numbers, the way we're running them out, it's insane. Because the people are getting so much relief from them compared to our competitors. Because we take and blend our products, especially like with RSOs, we don't just take one cannabinoid and put it together. We're taking 4 different cannabinoids and blending them from the raw material that's coming off. So it tastes a little strong, but she packs a hell of a punch. That's the difference. And it's made with love.
Here you go.
It's like never trusted a skinny chef.
Raj, I got somebody from Missouri who wants to know if they could purchase it from Missouri.
You know what? If you come across on the Illinois side, you can. We are going to be at Missouri sooner than later. We actually have a 6-state rollout. 6 states and 2 countries we're working on right now getting rolled out in. And we are in Illinois and New Mexico. Currently, Illinois and New Mexico. And when we can get them CBD from your store by April 1st.
So if somebody goes to your website here in Illinois and they live in Missouri, you can't sell it?
No, but you're gonna do it for me. You're gonna sell our CBD products to all these guys, and we're gonna be helping a lot of people together. And that's the most beautiful part for me, that we can take the proceeds to help the veterans and do what you guys are doing. And we can be part of this. I was so happy when we had lunch. And, you guys were letting us do things to help with you and work with you. It was a very proud moment for me. I mean, it's not exactly how I expected our lunch to go, but it was fantastic.
Fun. It was fun.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I thought we were just meeting, and I was going to say, here's some CBD, and give these to the guys, the droppers, and, and then you guys were like, no, you're coming with us. I felt very open and loved, and you guys made me feel so well that day. I cannot thank you enough.
Well, you're doing a lot for a lot of people. You're a good guy. You're doing a lot for a lot of people. I couldn't think of anybody that I'd be supporting as much as I'm supporting you and your organization and what you're doing. It's helping so many people. And it's a good product. That's the whole thing. I've looked into this. It's a great product.
Well, thank you so much. And I can't, your endorsement means a lot to me. Obviously, I respect you, gentlemen. I mean, you're great guys.
I wouldn't have endorsed it if I didn't totally believe in it.
Helping each other.
Yeah, I don't talk about it unless I believe in it. So I believe in it. So, you know,
Raj,
somebody else.
why don't we tell everybody your website here in Illinois?
DickensTHC.com.
That's easy.
It's easy. Yeah, we're gonna have our CBD one on coming out too to elaborate more on that.
There you go.
Yeah, Raj, I can't thank you enough for being my guest tonight.
Well, thank you so much for everything, guys. I really appreciate it.
You've done so much to help so many people. And you know what I like best about you and your company is that you want to educate the people, not just sell them a product. You want them to know what's good, what's not good, what's going to work, what's not going to work. And I that's the part that I was impressed with. You weren't just out there marketing your product. You're out here trying to help people.
You know, my dad used to tell me my whole life. Money is the easiest thing to make. Take care of people. Money will come.
Right.
Well,
Yep.
Rod, you're doing a great job. Again, go to his website, support him. You'll be seeing his products in our store real soon. That's a Canine Outlet Store, Bolingbrook, prominent Bolingbrook Mall. And you're going to see his products in that store real soon. So, Raj, I want to thank you for being my guest tonight.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. I appreciate having me. Anytime I
Just
can do
keep
anything.
doing what you're doing. Keep helping people like you are.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Hold on, we just got one more young lady. The fact that you can't overdose on marijuana, but many of the mental health drugs have, yeah, she's so right. It's such a safe drug to take. I can't even call it a drug because it's not.
No, it's it's
Organic. It's organic.
It's organic. Here's the thing. We have to watch everything that we say for this. I had to get coached by the lawyers and everything else before I wanted her to say, Roger, you can't say it's going to help with this. You can't say it's going to do this. You can't say. But I said, but it does all that. And I said, but you have to watch when you word everything. We had to go through all our paperwork. It's insane. The benefits that these products have, the help that it's given people. I could tell you so many stories of people haven't used pain medications because they've used it. Haven't used, when you're going through, you're on your deathbed. Who the hell wants to be messed up with opioids?
Yeah, you're incoherent.
Who wants it? When you have hip surgery, do you really want to get up your hip surgery and end up a junkie? Nobody wants that.
No.
Why aren't they giving these to help these people? No clue.
No money.
Roger, you just keep doing what you're doing because I'm proud to be associated with you and your CBD and THC products. I think it's a great thing what you're doing. God bless you.
God
And
bless
we'll
you.
have you on again real soon.
Yes, sir. Have a
God
great
bless.
day. God bless.
All right.